Guys, welcome to the legal journey. On this channel, we simplify the law and make it easy for you to understand. Guess what? I have two very special guests with me here today. I have my father and I have my mother. Well, at least that's what they told me. And my birth paper says that they are my parents. I have to believe that, at least that's why I hope so, you guys. Now, I have them here with me today because we are going to be giving away some money. So if it is that they have the correct answer for some questions that I have here, the questions are based on some videos that I did before. If they are to get the answers for the questions, we are going to be donating $50 to each question, each answer, correct answer, to a home in Point Fortin. Who ready to give away some money? Yeah, who ready? You're ready to give away some money? Nice, nice. So let's see what they have to say here, you guys, regarding these questions. We're going to go with Daddy first, and let's see the question he's going to be pulling. Hey, look at the first question, the man pull. What are 3 animals you could hunt during the hunting season?
Tattoo, Guti, wild hog.
Right, and well, those who didn't see the video, you should check that video out. That was a really interesting video where I went out into the bush, and you saw that one?
Yeah.
I went out in the bush and I was just there hunting, and that is a hunter. So what's your favorite meat in all of this though, in the ones that he called?
Tattoo.
He didn't say tattoo.
Yeah. I think he did say tattoo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tattoo.
You like what he knows that she likes tattoo. It's a nice thing. But that video, I'm going to leave it as a surprise. You guys should check that video out and see. So let's see what the next question may be. So that's $50 going there to that home. The next question that we have, and you hear this man telling, say tattoo, like those children in school when you're asking questions and then the child, the answer is this, the answer is that. So here this one, what are some differences or major difference between freehold and leasehold land?
Okay, freehold is when they don't have no time span on the land.
Okay.
And leasehold is when they give you a certain amount of years to live on the land.
Okay, yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
So you guys could check that video out where I did the difference between freehold and leasehold land. This video is quite useful for a lot of persons. Recently some people called and they said that they were thankful for this video because it explained the difference between the both of them. So whenever you purchase some land, you need to make sure that make the distinction. Is it freehold or leasehold land? And that's going to be determined by the document that the person has as ownership, title ownership.
Okay.
So that's 2 so far, $100. We are on a roll. Let's see. Who's the next person? Who was the next? Okay. Let's see what he's going to pull now. Alright. What are some sources of law? You want to answer that one or you want to transfer it to Mom?
Sources of law. Transfer.
What are some of the sources of law? Make a guess. Let me explain it differently. When a lawyer goes before the court and they're making an argument or putting forward a case, we normally have to quote law to the court. What are the different type of laws or sources that we rely on?
The constitutional law, right?
That's one.
No. Well, it have criminal law.
Well,
no?
Yeah. Well, I think she answered the first. In terms of the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, so there's no law above that, right? So that's once you go before the court and you start to quote the Constitution, it means that that there's no law above that, and it's supreme.
Cover all the laws.
Indeed. And then any law that is against the Constitution, it's voidable. There's certain exceptions to that. Check that video out where I did on the Constitution. A lot of students find it very useful. For those persons who haven't seen that video, you should check that video out. So what different sources would be case law. So like when you go before the court and a matter is dealt with, the decision that the court makes, especially if it's a high court or privy council or court of appeal, that decision then becomes binding on other courts below. So that becomes law. Another law, set of law that we rely on is legislation. So when you go before the court and we start to quote sections, so on and so on of the act, right? So that's the next source of law that we rely on.
Okay.
Right? But because she got the Constitution, we're still going to donate that $50. So we're going to still donate it, right? Who's the next person? Let's see what she's pulling here. You guys, okay, one major difference between a sole trader and a company limited.
A sole trader and a company limited.
I did a video on that one. I don't know if you saw that one. You want to give it a guess?
Okay. I'll try. A sole trader is a
company.
single person,
Okay.
like a single, right? And a company trader.
Company limited. But
Company
Daddy said it's
limited.
more than one person.
Yeah.
I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
So difference. That's one of the difference. But in that particular video, what I said as well is, as a sole trader, you actually see where it's like a business name that you're going to be getting, because it's the same person who's operating and doing business in their personal capacity. Unlike a company limited, where it's a new person that's being created. So it's like as though you clone yourself, and so it's separate from you. Right? So that's a real interesting video. Those persons who are into sole traders and company limited, check that video out, you guys. Check that video out. Let's see what this man is going to be pulling now. Alright. What next question about differences? What is the difference between a grant of probate and a letters of administration? Want to give it a guess? Grant of probate and letters of administration. He wants to give the money, so you want to make sure that we get the answer.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between a grant of probate and letters of administration?
A grant of probate, I guess, is when somebody died without a will.
A grant of probate, you sure? Or is that a letters of administration?
Oh, well, probably.
Really?
Maybe I haven't mixed up.
You can mix up?
Yeah, well, correct me now.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So a grant of probate is really when a person dies with a will, and then letters of administration is when a person dies without a will. I did that one with Feedmaster. It was a really interesting video. You should check that one out as well. But in any event, we are still going to give this because she made an attempt. Right? We're going to give the monies over to the home still. Well, a little back to front. Not little back to front. Alright, but in any event, the money will be donated. Let's see what's the next question being pulled here. Alright. What would a person why would a person prepare a power of attorney?
Power of attorney?
Yeah. Have you ever heard about that one? Why would a person do that? Prepare a power of attorney?
Well, attorney, they need you.
Yes, they would need us to prepare these documents.
Yes.
But it's a little different. A power of attorney. You've heard that before? A person,
Not
they have
really.
a power. Okay, you want to give him some help there? Why would a person prepare a power of attorney?
You're the best.
Because just in case, like, something, if something goes wrong with the person, or if they're not able again to say about their business, they put somebody, they give people power, they give that person power of attorney.
Right, the authority to act on their behalf.
Yes.
Right, good. So that's why it is more or less. So there are different reasons for that. So if, for example, if a person has to, a person is abroad and they can't come and do their business here in the country, they would have a power of attorney. If a person is unable to move around, they're ill or something, or they're disabled, then they would do a power of attorney as well. So that's what a power of attorney is. So a good guess is, you guessed that, or you knew about it? You knew the answer?
A little bit about it.
Alright, good. So that's one. You should check that video out as well, you guys. You guys, they're listening to the video and they're learning some stuff as well. I remember that the videos that I'm doing is really to simplify the law and explain it for all persons to understand. So check out the other videos, huh? This one. What is the name of the document a lawyer prepares when a person wants to change their name?
They can pass it over.
Pass it over. What do you call that? Sure. What is the name of a document that a lawyer prepares if a person wants to change their name? You remember the name? Not really. It's one where persons normally use that to like make a little correction on their name if it is that a E was left out or something. But formally, do you know the name of the document?
Yeah.
What is the name of it?
Deed poll.
Hey. So that's correct.
$50.
So it's a deed poll that it's called. You should check that video out as well. If a person, so the person normally has to state what their former names are, or the names that they're using presently, and then the name that they want to be referred to as. And it has to be prepared by an attorney. So who is the next person now? You're the person. We are on a roll here. We are on a roll.
Me?
Is it? Who is the next mom?
Too much of question.
You're fine? No, it's not much question. What is one offense which is not bailable in Trinidad and Tobago? If a person is charged with this offense, they will not get bail. What is the...
Murder, crime.
Yeah, my father answered that.
Okay. Yeah.
Murder, crime.
Okay, well, murder is one. Yeah. According to the Act, the Bail Act, in Trinidad and Tobago, the offences where you cannot get bail would be murder, piracy, hijacking, or treason. And then any offence where a person is going to be the sentence is by death, you would not be able to get bail. Now we said kidnapping and so, and that's partially correct, because there are certain offences. If a person is charged for charged with the offence more than one time, they could be refused bail. I didn't speak about that one just yet in my other video, but you guys should check that video, check those videos out where I did on bail. Who is the next person? Who's?
How I keep on it?
You guys, I'm just mixed up. I just know that they're trying to raise monies for this home that we're going to be donating monies to. Alright, so why must lawyers send pre-action protocol letters before we go to court? Or lawyer letters? Why do we send lawyer letters out to people? You want to give it a guess, or you're...
Pastor.
Well,
why?
to notify the other party, I should say, what to expect of what comes.
Yeah, more or less. And those are for civil actions. So whenever you want to sue somebody in court, you need to send a lawyer letter to them. Or that's what people normally call it, a lawyer letter. I got a lawyer letter, and so it's where you're going to be identifying what is your legal action that you're going to be suing the person for, and you need to. So it's just to give them sufficient information, as well as for them to either settle the matter, engage in negotiation to settle the matter out of court, and so, because we try to resolve matters out of court before we actually go to court, because it's just so much time and so much money that you have to be spending when you actually go to court. So if a matter could be resolved out of court, why not resolve it out of court? So that's the reason why pre-action letters. So donating some money is today, donating some money. I think there's one more question. Who's the last one? There's one more question. Let's see. Here, what remedies or avenue would be available if a police officer abused their powers? I did a video on this one. It's very early when I just started to make videos. You should check that one out. What avenue is available?
Like a year ago.
No, not so long.
Because
what do you think would be the answer? Make a guess. If a police officer is not using their power appropriately, is bringing malicious cases against you, is abusing you physically, and so
police complaints.
Excellent, and that's what you need to do. That's what you could do. You could go to police complaints and make a complaint there. Lots of persons make all kind of statements about the police officers. They're wicked and so on, but there are some good police officers out there, and then there are some officers who sometimes really abuse their power. So if there is somebody who is abusing their power, police officer, you need to go to the police complaints authority. That's one avenue for sure. And speak to your lawyer about it as well as early as possible, so that your lawyer could guide you. So you guys, you give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round. Good job. Guys, I'm so proud of them. They were able to answer some of these questions, well, all of the questions more or less correctly, and we're going to be donating that money to a children's home in Point Fortin. Now hear this, these persons, they have such a great impact on my life. They're the ones who raised me to who I am today. Learned how to remain humble and learn how to work hard, because of them made a lot of sacrifices, and very simple and common people. And this is why, again, I do these videos, because my desire is to share my knowledge and embrace and empower persons who may not know the law fully, so that you guys could become empowered. Hear this, I want to ask them some of the stuff for those persons who may not know much about me, and just to learn one or two stuff about me. Let's see if they're going to get it correct as well. I love to eat. I really love to eat, and I'm going to ask, what are some of my favorite dishes, some of my favorite meals? Who wants to give a guess?
Well, I can talk for some of them on my side.
Like what is it?
Only.
What is one? I think mommy's trying to say in the Indian side. And that's my parents, indeed, fish is nice. But let me just make this, because my parents, they taught me, I did a video on race actually, racial comments and so on. It's one where my parents, they've taught me how to be very sensitive to intercultural interactions and so. And it's one where I appreciate the differences, that being an African, mommy being an Indian. I being what I do. Yeah, no, so it's one where I know the importance of being very objective and appreciating the differences in race, and I'm so glad that I was able to grow in a family where I have that balance in the races. So yes, there's the Indian side and the African side, and mommy's going to call some of the Indian food that I love. So what are some of them?
Baigan chuka.
Baigan chuka, you guys. Oh my gosh, tomato chuka. I love tomato. That's one of my favorite dishes indeed. The baigan sada roti. Yes, I'll have to make some. I'll have to do a video with that one day, you know, how to show them.
Yeah.
Because I could make it.
Yeah.
You ever taste my sada?
No.
You never taste my sada roti, Daddy?
Excellent.
Oh, I want to know, because I have made some sada roti and so before. I want to know.
Excellent.
I try my best, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are some of my favorite meals. I really love that. What about some of the snacks? Some of the sweets, Indian sweets?
Oh yeah. Gulab jamun.
Ooh!
Barfi.
Barfi is the best. I love barfi. I love
little sprinkles.
Yes, whenever I'm going to courts in Siparia, and so I would normally pass in Penal side and buy those sweets. When you could make those things? You need to try to make some barfi for me or something. That we have to try to make some barfi.
Buy some last night, nice.
Look at that. It's quite tasty. Quite tasty. But
What sauce up?
Soursop. I love to make fresh juice and so in the morning, you guys. So yes, I make soursop juice and some other stuff. All of that. So
Our cuckoo.
cuckoo is also tasty.
Crab and dumpling.
Crab and dumpling I love. I'm not too much of a fan of the dumplings, but I love curry crab and curry stew crab and so on. All of that as well. And I think this man loves more basafsha than me. He loves sada roti. You guys, so all of that as well. So you guys, I just want to thank you so much for your support throughout the year. I'm saying a year. Thank you guys so much for looking at the videos week after week with me coming, even though sometimes it's so tiring after court and having to prepare for matters and meeting clients, and so I'm just dedicated to really simplifying the law as much as I can so that you guys could be empowered. I believe the more you know, especially my very common persons, the more empowered you become and you're better positioned to make decisions. I'm hoping that you guys would subscribe right below. There's point there. The subscription is going to be there. So just subscribe right below there and like the video if you found it to be very useful and there's some kind of value that you've gotten from it. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much. You guys enjoy the other videos. Take care for now. Bye.